I remember hearing about the École Polytechnique Massacre in 1989. At that time, I was a young engineer. I just started my career at a consulting firm in London, Ontario. I was only one of two women in the organization. And I remember feeling extreme sadness and grief that these 14 women were killed just because they were women studying engineering. And at the same time, the sadness and grief I felt was quickly overcome by outrage and anger that they would be killed because they were studying engineering.
Like you, I was young in my career too. I had graduated in 1980. I also worked for a company that only had two women engineers. And when I heard the news, it was personally terrifying as well as being shocking from a community point of view, but it made me fearful. It made me fearful for my family, for my two young daughters. And the next day, a group of women who were in the community got together at a church and held a vigil. And that helped to find the community of support amongst other women.
I think the École Polytechnique Massacre was really a catalyst for many women engineers to come together and to enact change in our professions, because up until that time, women were in such small numbers in engineering and geoscience that we were really isolated from each other. So the massacre, I think, was a catalyst for us to come together, form groups, to develop programs and initiatives that I believe really helped to inspire more young women into engineering and geoscience.
I think you're right, Lianna. Absolutely. A catalyst is a good word for it. And it did have the effect of helping women and their male colleagues establish networks of support for young women in engineering, and places like Daweg that we have here in BC, across the country, that helped young women feel that they were welcome in the professions and to help break down the barriers. So on December 6th this year, I know myself, I'm going to be taking a moment sometime during the day to reflect on the 14 lives that were lost, and 12 of whom were women engineers, and to think about the sadness of that and what they could have contributed if they were here with us today. But also I hope to be thoughtful about the future and look forward and see what things can we do to be able to support communities of young women who are interested in our careers going forward. I would encourage others to think about maybe taking a moment during the day. And there's also the White Rose campaign that people can donate to that helps support scholarships for women who are studying engineering in their graduate careers.